this is Rito here, and I'm doing a melee guide. In this video, I'm going to go through and basically show you how to craft every accessory that I use, all the gear that I use, two of the best melee weapons, which the flairion you get from Duke Fishron. I also use the Tempest Staff, which is from Duke Fishron, which is a summon, but I use a summon with every playthrough. Doesn't matter. I always have a summon with me. This is my main world. That was my garden that we just went through, and I'm just going to give you a quick run through on how my main world looks. We will get into the crafting here shortly. Just wanted to give you an explanation of what's actually going on. We will be crafting the Celestial Stone, the Avenger Emblem, the Frostspark Boots, the Dragon Gear, the Terra Blade, which is the other weapon that is actually crafted. It's a really good melee weapon. I myself prefer the flairion. I'll explain that later on why I choose to use the flairion over the Terra Blade. But yeah, please enjoy, and we will get to the crafting here shortly. Okay, I'm back, and here we are at my crafting stations. This is the gear that we will need, all the items we need. It is the Titan gear, the Mithril, the Hallowed, and the Cobalt, along with all of the souls that you need. I have everything to make the Frostspark, the Terra Blade, the emblems that we're going to need, the Celestial Stone, and the one that I didn't mention is the Fire Gauntlet. A very good melee accessory. So we will start crafting here shortly. Now, one thing I did figure out is the Titan helmet still glitched on console, and you cannot use that for the dragon mask. So we will have to go get some materials to make the adamantite. Alright, here we go. We're going to start off with crafting the dragon gear. Now first you're going to need one piece of gear from all of the ores that you find, which is cobalt, hallowed, and mithril, and titanium. So you have to craft all those gears first. And you're going to have to defeat Orcrum and get the Souls of Blight. You'll need Souls of Fright, Souls of Sight, and Souls of Might as well. Those you get from the mechanical bosses. Now, once you have all sets of the gear and the souls, you use a mithril anvil, and you'll be able to craft the Dragon Greaves, which is the melee set. I also have the Titan, which is melee, and Spectral, which is mage. We are only going to focus on the dragon today. I'll do another run through on what I use for sorcery playthrough and a ranger playthrough later. So we got the legs, we got the chest, and no helmet. We don't have the mask. Like I said, I figured this out while I was playing. You cannot use titanium. You have to have adamantite in order to craft the mask. Alright, problem fixed. Now I have the adamantite, and we're going to create the final piece of the dragon gear. And then we'll be moving on to accessories. And there's the dragon mask. Alright, next up we are going to be making the frost spark boots, which are for movement, very awesome. You'll see later, depending on what I'm doing, I will take off the frost spark boots, and I'll show you why in my playthrough on the pumpkin moon. And for that we're going to need the rocket boots, the Hermes boots, the anklet of the wind, the aglet, and the ice skates, which the anklet and the aglet and the Hermes boots you all find from regular chests, just spread out. They're pretty common. The ice skates are actually the hardest thing to get, and sometimes you just won't get them in a world. So yeah, you might have to create another world just to get the ice skates. And the rocket boots you buy from the Goblin Tinkler. Alright, here you go. Hermes and rocket. Then you combine that with the anklet and the aglet, and you combine that finished product with the ice skates, and there you go. Frostspark boots. Now, being a melee character, all of these accessories I would recommend reforging and making them menacing. The flairion's highest modifier is godly. The best modifier for your tempest staff is ruthless, and the best modifier for the terra blade will be legendary. Next we're going to create some Avenger emblems, which the emblems drop from the Wall of Flesh, and we will need to create 2 Avenger emblems. So that requires quite a bit of farming the Wall of Flesh, and trust me, it sucks sometimes. You can kill that guy a million times and never get the right emblem you need. And there we go. We're going to create the Avenger emblem, 2 of them. And now what we will need to do is we're going to come back up here and we're going to create the Destroyer emblem. And also the Fire Gauntlet. Now the Fire Gauntlet, the Titan Glove drops from hard mode enemies. The Feral Claw drops from zombies. And here we go. The Feral Claw and the Titan Glove. Then the Mechanical Glove and the Avenger emblem. And then the Firestone, which drops from imps in the underworld. And there you go. You have the Fire Gauntlet. Which the Fire Gauntlet is... it deals fire damage to enemies, and it has an increased melee attack. Now we're going to make the Celestial Stone, and I'll show you why I created the Avenger emblem a little bit later. And if this has life regen, defense, pick speed, and minion knockback, it also gives you a boost to melee damage. It's a very good accessory. Now, if you see, what I have in mind right now, I have the Avenger emblem is not on. Well, the Destroyer emblem is not on. The only thing that I didn't show you to craft is the ninja gear for my melee. I do not use the ninja gear other than if I'm building with this character. And with that, I believe we still got one more thing to make, which is the Terra blade. You're going to need the blade of grass, the fiery greatsword, Light's Bane, and the Maramasa. The Maramasa you get from the dungeon gold chest. The blade of grass you get from crafting from spores and stingers from the jungle. The fiery greatsword is crafted from hellstone, and Light's Bane is created from demonite ore. And once you have all four of these swords, then you can go to a altar. It has to be a demon altar or a blood altar in order to craft it. I actually had to travel to a different world because that world doesn't have altars. So I'm actually in another world right now just to craft this sword. And what you craft with that is the Knight's Edge. And now that we have the Knight's Edge, I'm gonna head back to my main world and get back to crafting. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the broken hero sword, which you're gonna need a total of 3 of them. Those drop in the solar eclipse, along with the moon charm that I didn't explain. The moon charm is part of the celestial stone. The moon charm drops from the solar eclipse, and the sunstone is the other half of this celestial stone, and that drops from Golem. And now we can create true Knight's Edge and true Excalibur. Excalibur is created from hollowed bars, and you get true Excalibur from combining it with a broken hero sword. And there you go. We now have a Terra blade. And this video's getting kind of long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it here. Please enjoy, like, subscribe, and I will see you all shortly. I will be doing a Pumpkin Moon run through with this character. I hope you watch. Please enjoy, and see y'all later.